Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Government holds an all-party meet to brief leaders on Operation Sindoor. Opposition parties hail India's strike on terror camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Indian government asks states to stay alert to handle any situation after Operation Sindoor. Mock drills test emergency preparedness even as Pakistan continues to violate ceasefire across the line of control. Uncertainty prevails as Vladimir Putin's order of 3-day ceasefire enters into force. Kiev has dismissed it as theatrics and asked for a 30-day truce instead. Tension escalates between the two Korean peninsula nations after South Korea announces the firing of unidentified ballistic missile off its east coast by North Korea. US Fed holds rates steady despite Trump's pressure, flags rising inflation and job market risks. Stocks rise in choppy trade. So the Indian government convened an all-party meeting to brief all political parties on Operation Sindoor in Parliament. The meeting currently underway at the Parliament complex. The all-party meeting comes at a day after the Indian Armed Forces carried out targeted strikes at terror camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The coordinated strikes were in response to the April 22nd terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam, when a group of terrorists gunned down 26 civilians, including one Nepali citizen. Meanwhile, latest video footage of damaged buildings have reiterated India's stand of precision and lethal strike in many terror camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Destruction was clearly visible at the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba in Muridke of Pakistan's Punjab province. Markaz-e-Taiba in the Nangal Sahdan town in Muridke was destroyed in the strikes. Latest satellite images also show the destruction in Muridke city of Pakistan's Punjab province, while another footage of the Bilal Mosque in Muzaffarabad showed the roof and walls of the concrete building crumbled under the impact of strikes and household items scattered on the floor. Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters in Pakistani city of Bahawalpur in Punjab province was also reduced to rubble. The facility is linked to JEM founder and terror mastermind Masood Azhar. And if we talk of the reactions coming from the world, France has expressed its full solidarity with India, condemning the terrorist attack in Pahalgam on 22nd of April. France's Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs on Wednesday said it supports India in its fight against terrorist groups. The statement said that France is closely monitoring the situation and deeply concerned about the latest developments between India and Pakistan. It calls for de-escalation and the protection of civilians. UK Member of Parliament Preeti Patel condemned the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack and called on the British government to strengthen counter-terror cooperation with India. Speaking in the UK House of Commons, Preeti Patel reiterated her condolences to the victims and urged the UK to recognise the cross-border terror threat posed by groups operating from Pakistan. Patel also highlighted the importance of UK's security cooperation with India, pointing to the history of terrorism that India has faced and Pakistan's past of harbouring terrorist hideouts.
This is clearly a precarious moment, and we want to see tensions ease between India and Pakistan. We want to avoid a state-on-state military escalation. We're also clear that India has the right to take reasonable and proportionate steps to defend itself and to dismantle the vile terrorist infrastructure that has caused death and continues to threaten them. And we know that terrorists based in Pakistan threaten India and Western interests. It was the country that Osama bin Laden was hiding in. And because of the long history of violence inflicted by terrorists on India, the UK has in place long-standing security cooperation agreements with India. And in fact, last week in this House, I reminded the government of those long-standing security agreements, why they exist, and why they should matter to us here in the UK. Given these links, the UK government should be at the forefront of working with our friends and allies to tackle the terrorist threats that we face collectively.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met with Saudi Arabia's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Adel Al-Jubair in New Delhi on Thursday. During the talks, Jaishankar shared India's perspectives on firmly countering terrorism with his Saudi counterpart. So Pakistan-based handles continue to spread old videos falsely alleging strikes on a military base in Amritsar. The Press Information Bureau has debunked these false claims and said that the video being shared is from a wildfire from 2024. It also asked people to avoid sharing unverified information and rely only on official sources from the Government of India for accurate information. Pakistan-based handles also shared an old image claiming that the Pakistan Army intercepted a UAV drone that fell in Gujranwala, Pakistan. The image being circulated is from Ukraine-Russia conflict in 2022. Pakistani accounts are also sharing a video of a crash, claiming Pakistan has shot down another Indian fighter plane. The Press Information Bureau of India said that the video being shared is from February 2025 and depicts the crash of an Indian Air Force Mirage 2000 aircraft near Shivpuri, Gwalior, which occurred during a routine training mission. Further, an old video from September 2019 of the Pakistan Army raising white flag at LOC to recover bodies of its dead soldiers is also being shared by Pakistani handles. It is being falsely claimed that it is Indian Army waving white flags at LOC to retrieve bodies of its soldiers. So let's connect with DD India's Amit Pal Singh for more on the world response post-Indian strikes against Pakistan. Amrit, India continues to engage with the world to present its side, its rationale for the right to defend itself. If you could summarize for us how the world has reacted to Operation Sindoor.
That's right, Tanvi. After conducting the strikes, India reached out to the world. The NSA spoke to his counterparts in the United States, the United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, UAE, even China and Russia, explaining why the Indians did what they did and why what was rational and what was the objective. And it also Dr. Jaishankar has engaged with his counterparts in different parts of the world. The French diplomatic advisor to the French President Emmanuel Macron, Dr. Jaishankar, had a word with him. The Iranian foreign minister is here in India. As you know, the Saudi Arabia Minister of State for Foreign Affairs rushed to India. Remember when Prime Minister Modi had gone to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia is when the Pahalgam attack took place, and he had to cut short his visit. He had explained to the Saudi Arabia Crown Prince that how Pakistan continues to operate the terror factory from its soil or allow it to run from its soil if not directly involved. But clearly the world community understands India's position and has expressed solidarity with India. Some have come out in open support after the May 7 attacks. That includes Israel and France. The others have also understood and condemned the Pahalgam attack. But the general refrain is that the situation shouldn't be allowed to escalate and it shouldn't deteriorate into or descend into a regional war or a wider conflict, which India has very clearly conveyed to the international community that it did not hit any military targets, it did not hit civilian population, no collateral damage was caused by the strikes. They were pinpointed, precise, measured strikes against terror networks, terror camps operating out of Pakistan. The nerve centers of terror like Muridke or even Bawalpur, and the terror camps running in Sialkot, Muzaffarabad, Kotli, Bhimbar were attacked on precise information. and precision targets were made by the Indian weapon systems conducted by the Indian military. Now, the world understands that, but one also has to understand that the world would be concerned that there are two nuclear powers and it should not escalate into a wider conflict, and that's been the general refrain of the international community during its engagement with India. Tanvi?
Okay, Amrit, there's a great deal of fake news circulating online, and of course these are Pakistani handles. Can we now expect Pakistan, to indulge in its disinformation campaign even more with regard to India's strike on terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan?
Absolutely, and this is what Pakistan will do. Now we are in the age of hybrid warfare. You just don't fight militarily. You fight diplomatically, you fight economically, you fight militarily, and in a part of that is information warfare, of the hybrid warfare. So what Pakistan is doing should be of no surprise to anyone. It is information warfare. From our perspective or from the Indian perspective, it will be disinformation. They basically want to capture the information space and put out so much information or misinformation or disinformation so that the general perception is created and fact and fiction cannot be segregated. So this is part of the warfare which militaries around the world use now, given the information age that we live in. The only way is that India has to engage in information warfare itself, has to boost up its fact-checking processes, and which India is doing. PIB fact-check is putting out images, is putting out, countering the misinformation campaign, but one expects that Pakistan will continue with it because it's a part of information warfare. Tanvi.
Okay, thank you very much, Amit Pal Singh, tracking the story for us. Well, Pakistan continues to violate ceasefire across the line of control. During the night of 7th and 8th May, Pakistan Army posts resorted to unprovoked fire using small arms and artillery guns across the LOC in areas opposite Kupawara, Baramulla, Uri, Aknoor areas in Jammu and Kashmir. Indian Army responded proportionately. Meanwhile, moments after India's Operation Sindoor, Pakistan started firing, including artillery shelling from posts across the line of control in Poonch district. 13 civilians, including women and children, were killed, as many as 59 injured in the firing. Border district Poonch remained the most affected by shelling by Pakistan, where several houses and vehicles have also been damaged. Hundreds of residents along the line of control and the international border are being evacuated to safer zones as authorities chalked out countermeasures to safeguard civilians from Pakistani shelling. The officials said that the district administration has mobilized all its resources to make necessary arrangements for the convenience of people, especially females, so that they do not face any problem at the temporary shelter homes. An army jawan was martyred after sustaining injuries in artillery shelling by Pakistan in Poonch sector of Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday. The White Knight Corps on Wednesday confirmed the supreme sacrifice of Lance Nayak Dinesh Kumar of 5 Field Regiment in a social media post. They also expressed solidarity with the civilians affected by the cross-border attacks. The National Investigation Agency NIA issued a public appeal for information regarding the Pahalgam terror attack. The agency has urged tourists, visitors and residents who may have photographs, videos or any relevant information about the incident to come forward. Such contributions could be crucial in identifying the perpetrators and understanding their methods. The NIA has already collected numerous photographs and videos related to the attack and is examining them thoroughly to ensure that no useful information is overlooked. The agency is intensifying its efforts to nab the terrorists. In its appeal, the NIA has requested individuals to contact the agency via mobile number 9654 958816 or landline number 011-2436-8800. A senior NIA official will coordinate with the caller to collect relevant information. The NIA plans to meticulously review all such materials along with any additional information from individuals who were in the area on or before the day of the incident. And our correspondents from Jammu and Kashmir, Shabbir Dar joining us from Srinagar and Ankush Sharma joining us from Jammu. To you first, Shabbir, border district Poonch remain the most affected by shelling by Pakistan. What is the latest you are gathering on the situation?
Yeah, the border districts of Jammu and Kashmir, including Poonch, Uri, and Kupwara, remain, remain the most active and where major damage was reported. In Poonch, as we are being told by the sources and the defense, people that 13 people were killed in the by Pakistan firing and artillery shelling in Poonch, because Poonch district, Poonch main town, remained the main major hit by Pakistani, fire and artillery shelling.
Okay, coming to Ankush now.
Sector where Uri, Tangadar and other areas received the heavy to low shelling and firing. Large areas of civilian areas were damaged by houses and mosques and and other structures were damaged. The authorities have ensured that the civilians from the areas are evacuated to the separate places. And we know from Tangadar, large hundreds of people have been evacuated, and they have been put in the government degree college in Kupwara. So similarly in Uri forward areas, the tribal people living near the LOC have been evacuated towards the separate places. So authorities are ensuring that every measure is put in place, every effort is being made to ensure that no further civilian injury and casualty is happen in these areas. So there are advisories issued by the administration. 24/7 control rooms have been set up, and people are being informed to approach the authorities in case of any eventuality or any case of any crisis, because we know the administration has precedent ambulances in forward areas. There is transport available in Baramulla. About 2,000 buses have been put in district headquarters to ensure that if there is any case of eventuality where large people have to be evacuated to separate places. So these buses are there to ensure that people are evacuated. Similarly, as we know, the Chief Minister and the Lieutenant Governor has spoken to all district commissioners of the districts and directed them to keep the control rooms and rescue operations intact for round the clock. So there are these control rooms are working round the clock.
Okay.
Men and machinery as in place.
Okay, Shabbir.
So,
let me now go to Ankush from Jammu. Ankush, what are the emergency preparedness measures taken by the Jammu administration? Well, we are seeing 13th, round of consecutive firings going on by Pakistan.
The security is tightened in Jammu region, and security forces is 24/7 is there. And if we look to the border side and in border areas, Pakistan deliberately violating ceasefire repeatedly, and which resulted Indian Army retaliated hardly. And if I talk about the current situation in Jammu, especially I want to mention here that the fake news is at its peak right now in Jammu region. From yesterday, the fake news is circulating on social media, which claims multiple things, which results panic among people in Jammu region. And this to tackle this, local administration also issued advisory to the media persons and also to the normal people to use your social media accounts with carefully, and also don't trust any fake information. And
okay, thank you very much. Ankush Sharma joining us from Jammu and Shabbir Dar joining us from Srinagar. As part of a nationwide civil defence drill, the Amritsar District Administration resumed blackout measures to ensure public safety and preparedness on Wednesday. Amritsar's District Public Relations Officer asked civilians to take utmost caution. The blackout in Amritsar was part of a nationwide civil defence drill ordered by the Ministry of Home Affairs to check emergency preparedness in case of future threats. The exercise involved scheduled blackouts at key locations across the country. In the national capital, Delhi, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Vijay Chowk also went dark for the drill. Raj Bhavan in Patna participated too. Cities such as Barmer, Gwalior, Surat, Shimla, Patna participated by switching off lights in key buildings and public spaces. Earlier in the day, civil defence drills were conducted in several states including Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh and Bihar. These drills were meant to assess how local authorities and citizens respond to emergencies. So you're seeing these mock drills being conducted across India. Meanwhile, all government and private schools in border districts of Rajasthan, including Barmer, Bikaner, Sri Ganganagar and Jaisalmer, have declared a holiday until further notification. In Barmer, a border district of India-Pakistan border, holiday has been declared in government and private schools. There will be holiday in the schools of Barmer district from Thursday till further orders. Holiday has been declared for all government and non-government schools, educational institutions, Anganwadis, CBSE schools, madrasas up to class 12th in the district from May 8th, 2025. This is Barmer, and the common examinations will be held from May 8th that was supposed to happen from May 8th are also postponed till further orders. And in more updates coming in, the day-long pilgrimage to Gurudwara Darbar Sahib in Kartarpur in Pakistan has been suspended, citing security concerns for pilgrims. Many pilgrims reached the Kartarpur corridor on Wednesday morning to offer prayers at the Gurudwara in Pakistan, but they were asked to return. Officials at the integrated checkpost at the Dera Baba Nanak in Punjab's Gurdaspur district briefed the pilgrims and advised them to postpone their travel plans. The Kartarpur corridor was opened on November 9th, 2019 on the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev. The Kartarpur corridor links the Darbar Sahib Gurudwara in Pakistan, the final resting place of Sikhism founder Guru Nanak Dev Ji, to the Dera Baba Nanak shrine in Gurdaspur district. Indian pilgrims of all faiths are allowed to undertake round-the-year visa-free travel to the historic Gurudwara in Kartarpur. And very quickly, let's tell you about other international updates of the day. Russian President Vladimir Putin has proposed a 3-day ceasefire starting Thursday to coincide with Moscow's Victory Day parade on Friday. Ukraine never agreed to the proposal and dismissed it as theatrics and called instead for a 30-day ceasefire. For the past 3 days, Moscow and Kiev staged aerial attacks, prompting airport closures in Russia. The attacks triggered hours of chaos late Tuesday and Wednesday, with temporary airport closures in Moscow and its surrounding regions. Kremlin said Russian forces will honor Putin's order for the duration of the holiday, but will respond immediately if Ukraine launches any fire. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky renewed his call for a 30-day ceasefire in his evening address on Wednesday. North Korea fired at least one unidentified ballistic missile about a week after Pyongyang tested a new destroyer. Pyongyang fired unidentified ballistic missiles into the East Sea, which is also known as the Sea of Japan. The launch came about a week after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ordered Navy vessels to be speedily armed with nuclear weapons as the country conducted its first test firing of a new warship weapon system. And the US Federal Reserve held interest rates steady on Wednesday, but said that the risks of higher inflation and unemployment had risen. Speaking at a press conference following the Federal Open Market Committee FOMC meeting, Fed Chair Jerome Powell said despite heightened uncertainty, the economy is still in a solid position. Powell also noted that trade policy remains a source of uncertainty that affirms the Fed's need to be in a wait-and-see mode. The Fed's policy rate has been unchanged since December as officials struggle to estimate the impact of President Donald Trump's import tariffs, which have raised the prospect of higher inflation and slower economic growth this year. So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles at DD India Live, and we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.